I feel like I'm the best defender in the league.
Cheering for the underdog is great and all, but every so often you get a guy with top dog skills who plays with an underdog mentality, does the dirty work, defends his brothers, and loves every second of it. Enter Amen Thompson, the NBA's next great enforcer and Houston's new cult superstar. Despite being highly recruited, highly skilled, and supremely athletic, Amen doesn't crave the spotlight. He thrives in the shadows as the third option in one of the NBA's most chaotic and dangerous offenses, and the defensive heartbeat that gives it structure. But now, with Fred VanVleet out, Kevin Durant in, and Alperen Şengün evolving into a star, the expectations in Houston have skyrocketed. And here's the truth. If H-Town wants to become a title city again, it won't just be because KD and Şengün went off offensively. It'll be because Amen Thompson evolves into the next great NBA enforcer. Here's the real truth about the NBA. Yes, of course you need superstars to win championships, but guess what? You also need that one guy. Every great team in NBA history has had him. The tone setter, the metronome, the player who doesn't care about stats, only impact. The Bulls had Rodman, the Warriors had Draymond, and now the Rockets have Amen Thompson. This dude is built like a comic book character, legit.
I've been able to do some things in my career, and those two guys, man, they're just pure athleticism. They love the game, and you love to see that.
6'7", elite speed, a 7-foot wingspan, and an engine that does not stop. While everyone else paces through the regular season, Amen sprints through every possession like it's Game 7. Defensively, bro, forget it. He's already borderline elite in the NBA level.
And one of a kind, bro. I haven't played with anyone like this. His speed, his speed is just like unbelievable. And then just his second jump, first jump is so quick.
Switches 1 through 4, locks up guards on the perimeter, and closes gaps like a human blur. We haven't seen chase down blocks like this since young LeBron. Last season, opponents shot 8% worse than their averages when guarded by Amen. That's rookie year Kawhi level impact. That's why you see Ime Udoka on the sidelines always yelling at him, because he knows that his ceiling is pretty much limitless.
Playing defense against stops you running transition, the pace is a lot faster. So yeah, I mean, he came back on something.
But what makes him terrifying isn't just the numbers, it's the attitude, the hand claps, the constant talk, the way he celebrates defensive stops like other players celebrate dunks. Amen doesn't just play defense, he lives it. Because even 6'7" super freaks who can do anything on an NBA court are not immune from haters. When Amen Thompson came into the league, everyone said the same thing. Yeah, he's athletic, but can he shoot? That was supposed to be his weakness. He went to work. This offseason, Amen retooled his mechanics. Smaller dip, tighter release, cleaner base, and the results? Noticeable. In summer league play, his catch and shoot 3 is going in at an absurd rate. He's not Steph Curry, but he doesn't need to be, because Amen isn't trying to be the shooter, the number one option. He's trying to make you pay when you ignore him. That's the difference between a liability and a weapon, a playoff flame out, and a championship contender. But here's the rub and where the story gets tricky. Because Amen still isn't the most polished offensive player, and there's going to be questions in the playoffs when the things slow down. Is he gonna be able to get you a bucket? Maybe not at this point in his career, but that's okay, because today's NBA, the switch-heavy, fast-break chaos era, fits his game perfectly.
Russ, he was in an opportunity where he has the ball a lot, he could drive, so it looks different. The scorers that we have, his role right now is like mostly like defense and he could take it to the rim sometimes, but it's a different role.
But here too is where we have to give the Houston Rockets organization a whole lot of credit. Think about it. Guys like Amen Thompson, who have this amount of upside and are drafted super high, are usually tasked with both being the number one offensive option every night and the number one defensive option every night. Tasked with revitalizing an entire franchise. But with Amen, he doesn't have to do that. He can just be the best version of himself while still improving slowly at his own pace. It's a perfect situation, and big credit to Houston. Because think about it, his brother serves as the perfect foil. They're literally the same guy with the same skills, But one is in Detroit and one is in Houston. But we're only talking about one of them because organizations matter. And even in the playoffs, his game style is going to work super well for the Rockets. He actually doesn't need a half-court offense to dominate. He just needs momentum. One rebound, one deflection, one fast break lane. He's built for transition warfare. And that's exactly how Houston plays. So yeah, maybe his half-court game isn't elite yet, but when the game turns into speed, length, and physicality, he's usually gonna be the best player on the floor every single night. And now, with Fred VanVleet sidelined, the Houston Rockets are hoping that jump in his development comes faster than expected. Because he's not just a defensive leader anymore. He's gonna be the primary ball handler a lot of the time too. He's gonna be the guy bringing the ball up against traps, making reads, and deciding who eats. And for a young team led by KD and Şengün, that's massive. Because here's the reality for the Rockets. KD is still elite, but he's older. Şengün is a wizard, but he needs help, especially on the defensive end in space. A two-headed monster has shown that he can be stopped, but a three-headed one historically cannot be stopped. If Amen Thompson develops as a point guard, keeps the turnovers low, finds the right balance between aggression and poise, and making the right play, the Rockets go from fun young team with potential to legit title contender. Look back at the last 30 years. Every champion had an Amen Thompson. The 2004 Pistons had Chauncey and Rip, but they don't win without Ben Wallace, one of the most feared players in NBA history. The 2014 Spurs had Duncan and Parker and Ginobili, but they don't win without Kawhi's defense and tone-setting energy. The 2022 Warriors don't lift that trophy without Wiggins turning into a lockdown demon on Tatum and Brown. Championship DNA isn't just about stars. It's about the enforcer who holds it all together. So imagine with me for a second. If Amen realizes his potential, the Rockets finally have what every rebuilding championship contender dreams of. A superstar scorer in KD from the wing, a crafty big with IQ and flair from the post in Şengün, a defensive leader who makes everyone else believe and can give you 20 plus on any given night in Amen Thompson. It's balance, it's chemistry, it's dangerous. And don't forget, they have the perfect ring leader in Ime Udoka who's been there before to guide them there. Cheering for the underdog is fun and all, but when it comes time to winning, every dynasty needs a dog that bites back.
Amen Thompson, the world just kind of started to get to know him.
Freak athletics.
Freak of nature, he's just really special.
The most athletic person I've ever seen in my life.